and his first points. Holloman from deep.
Yeah, with this smaller lineup, it's ideal to either get the mid-range jumpers going, because they're going to guard the perimeter, or get it all the way to the basket on a driving opportunity.
Neither team get many second chance opportunities. Only one offensive rebound aside.
Yeah, they're taking advantage of this smaller line. He was right, obviously, he's so talented, but what he's using that right dribble for there is to set up his strong spin to his power hand.
New Mexico last year was an 11 seed in the West. CJ. So 12.5 to play first half. This offensive start torrid for the Lobos. Noland corner three, and it. Joplin rolling. Ross in the corner. Just can't get that shooting going. They're now 5 of 15 from deep.
Well, I like what Richard is doing, though. I mean, he knows they're struggling from the outside. What are you going to give them, inside shots?
Washington into the corner. This is Borovichinen. Noland from deep. Got it. Is on Shaka Smart and the Golden Eagles.
Anyone other than nice cut to the basket.
Noland.
On all of those. Duje, contact. And Joseph with the rebound. Dent pushing tempo into the lane. Kick, corner, Noland, three. Got it! And the 1C going to advance. Duje going hard. Noland with the rebound. Dent will dribble and run some clock. And this huge crowd rises. They love their Lobos. And they have invaded Las Vegas.
Avoiding all of the emotions and the crowd and staying in it early. Here's a run out. Nolan, run out. Dunks it down. Senior night early. Tyler Rollison and the Wolfpack have come back to lead it.
Play with a big heart. 1-3-1 zone defense now by Nevada. They're doing that to keep the Lobos out of the paint, because they get in the paint so easily.
Nolan launches the three and hits with McBride.
Takes the place of persistence. Talent will not, education will not. Nothing. He's persistent. He's going to shoot that jumper.
And finally cut off. Not only 28 points, 10 of 11 shooting, plus 5 assists for Dent. Now Nolan attacks, count it. And it
inbounded to Mills. Mills gives it off here. Dyron Brown, there's a steal by Nolan. CJ going the other way. And a two. Right, missed the layup. Got his own miss. Kick out for three. Cooper, too strong. Joseph with another rip. Joseph, 6th rebound. Ahead to Nolan. Nolan spinning to the paint. Nolan with the reverse layup. With 2 timeouts remaining. 13.5 left. Back cut for Nolan and a lay-in. Layups. 8-minute mark. Lobos by 15. 73 to 58. Nolan, a shot fake on a three. He'll drive hard and score. James Walker with 14. Nelly coming back. Nelly Jr. Joseph for the Lobos with 4 personals. .16 Lobo edge. Milicevic screens for Dent. Dent bounces it to the back, cutting Nolan. CJ lays it in and he's fouled.
Just over 5 minutes in, San Diego State. It's a 5-point lead. Here on their home floor is Noland up top, takes a three and makes a three.
Double kicks, Nolan three. Both these teams are last in the Mountain West in shooting threes, attempting threes. Nolan, that's a three. He got a second.
His parents, Eric and Carly, up for his first start from Ben. They had to have enjoyed that one.
And the crowd arriving first. Lead of the night for Boise State. Good rotation. Ball fake. Nolan drives and hits. New Mexico's had some good comebacks this year. Great spin. No bucket. Nolan comes in to tip it in. Both teams have had their starters out there right to the end. Dent up top. Good rotation. Nolan corner three. Got it. Good execution.
Complete non-factor. 0 for 3 from the field. 0 assists. I think he's about to get warmed up.
Here's CJ Noland stepping back for three. And hits.
What have we talked about with Cole Henry? If you get him the ball in the middle of the floor, he just makes good decisions.
Largest lead of the game, but C.J. Noland has the answer. 6.5 minutes into the second half. C.J. Noland steps in, rises, and hits.
We asked Nico Medved where Nick Clifford has improved the most, and he talked about his post game and playing off 2 feet. Good example of it there.
Crowd quiet with the Lobos on offense. C.J. Noland, stutter step back, 3 rolled in. Colorado State in the half court. Morton, Noland rips it away. C.J. Noland, goaltend, count it. Dead dishes, Jovan Milicevic, just off the front of the rim. Offensive board, though, for Joseph. Loose on the handle with Bourne coming in. Throws it at the feet of Noland, who's able to recover. Dent to trigger it in. And gets it back from Joseph. Noland for 3. You bet. Inside, Joseph. Thundering. Lost the handle, recovers, and just falls off. Borovicinen back out, Milicevic. Resets, dishes, C.J. Noland.
Again, he's got 4 personal fouls.
Joseph, the deflection into the midst of C.J. Noland. And here comes New Mexico on the break. Noland all the way. Donovan Dent. Noland cleans it up. Rebound for Washington.
Another one of Utah State's stretch 5s. Templin missed a few, and Johnson missed his first one. 1 for 9 from 3.
That zone stretching out to the perimeter. C.J. Noland just checking in and
able to get to that mid-range area and knock it down.
Joseph back in the ball game for Atiki. Dent on the bench for the time being. That double came immediately in the post. Noland stumbles, still fights his way. Count it, plus the foul.
These shooters, somebody's got to get hot. It's been Allen and Acano doing the damage from deep.
5th 3 of the game for Utah State. The lead swells up to 9. No made buckets from the floor for New Mexico in 4 minutes. And right on cue, there is C.J. there. 8-point game, 9 points now for Martinez. I'm seeing with the basketball, playing with 4 fouls. 8 points in the second half for Dent, 14 for the game. C.J. Noland knocks down the 3.
Wow.
Offensive spark off the Rebels bench. Well, Richard Pitino did decide to stay at a different hotel this trip.
All these coaches are so superstitious.
C.J. Noland answers.
To avoid what would be another devastating loss to the resume. I'm already lost, Chris. There's a lot going on. But I think to break it down, New Mexico needs to keep winning. Yes. And if they lose, have it be to one of the top teams in the league. Absolutely. I mean.
And here's more.
Gives him again.
For Lobos. Noland this time tries the reverse layup. Down here at Fresno State, got a redshirt freshman.
I like what he's bringing. You know what I mean? He has great size and length. They ISO him a couple times, and he was able to convert. He's going to be a good player.
So if you're turning it over, you're in the open floor.
And you know coming here, and you see it right there, leading them out west in steals, and they get their blocks too. Second And it wasn't just Jalen House last year. I mean, it's part of the culture at New Mexico. Baseline 2, getting the roll.
He needs to make sure he stays on the floor with how he's played offensively, so he's got to be careful.
He's been a spark off the bench for him.
In the pit. But a year older doesn't always mean a year better. There's a lot of guys on the floor that are a year older and a year better.
True Washington to Noland.
Second tray tonight for the UCLA transfer. Noland free throw line and flips it in.
Good feel and understanding.
So there's the turnovers, 12 by the Aztecs. However, the Lobos, Raf, have only turned those into 2 points.
Well, that pass was so high because it was the offensive guy was the cover.
Lobos get reset. This is Borovichinen working to the baseline, shadowed by DeGorville.
I like that kick.
Into the corner. This is Noland, and he rattles it in. It's a long 2.
There's Noland with it. They're trying to run. There's Dent. And layup no good, but following it up with CJ. What kind of defense was that from New Mexico? It just let them waltz in.
A beautiful drive, though, too. I love that ball movement and the fearlessness by Nevada.
Dent, a nice pass. Noland from the corner.
CJ Noland. CJ Noland. Three-point field goal. CJ Noland. CJ. CJ Noland. CJ Noland. CJ Noland. CJ Noland. CJ Noland.
Blake's points already, 13 of them.
Lobos 45, Western 31. 5 minutes to go. Left corner three on the way for CJ Noland. That's Williams. Williams pull out. Can't convert. Excuse me, Kelly. Back rim. Long rebound to Noland. It's a 2-on-1. CJ with it. Left hand scoop and score. Third foul on Borovic in team second. Steal up the inbound. And a lay-in for CJ.
Got to put a body on these guys. They really crashed the offensive boards.
One of the things they do best, Hunter. Yep. Harris gets his first points for New Mexico State. Look at Noland back his man down. He's so big. The small. He'll spin. Whip it right corner. Catch and shoot three for Cook. Back rim. No good. Rebound Joseph. He has a double-double. 16 points, 10 carries. Noland ahead of the field. Noland splitting defenders. Noland layup is good. Now let's go Lobos from 15-4-11 in the pit. Dent catches the inbound. Joseph screens for Donnie. Cook fights over it. Dent whips it to Noland. Left corner three. Time ball game!
Early minutes for Wesley Yates off the bench. Transfer from Washington. And he dribbled off of his sneaker. A 2-on-1. Noland races in, wraps it home, plus the foul. Full month of the college basketball season is already in the books.
It is. Some good games so far, and I love this tournament. Just the atmosphere of a March Madness already.
Dan Shell did a terrific job to put this thing together, and it's going to be a mainstay in. Abo, downhill, blocked by Atiki Ali Atiki. Numbers for the Lobos. Washington coast to coast. It ricochets to Noland, and a finger roll finish. Timeout USC. New Mexico.
Great bounce. Very alert, energetic for a freshman, and calm.
Team high 10 for Shannon. CJ Noland.
I got to talk with Bobby Hurley right before he took it to the floor, and he said, look, I told him in the locker room, it feels like the world's just ending. Just be stronger with the ball and be patient.
Jihad misfires on the straightaway attempt. Noland will go down the lane for two. USC went the entirety of the contest without knocking down a three. Noland rattles in the three.
Look at that. A steal by Noland on a dribble handoff. CJ sprinting the other way. CJ lays in. Lobos on one for the Lobos. Stoff leaves it for Noland. Noland lob it for Stoff. He can't finish, but a Tiki deflects it. Rebounded by Texas Southern. McLean finds the cutting. The big fella missed the layup. Hunter can't fit. Noland flips it to Washington. True at the top. Bounces behind the back. Throws right corner here for Dent. Donnie will shoot a runner from the baseline right. Can't convert. Got his own miss. Kick out to Noland. Catch and shoot three. Bang! State view. High ball screen and a dive to the rim. And a kick to a corner three. Back iron. No good. Wide open look there for Edwards. Can't convert. Lobos clear it. No one's left all alone. The trailer in transition.
Next on the shot clock here. Lewis with a top spin move, can't connect, battle for it, the Lobos with 8 seconds here. A shot to take some momentum into the half. Noland got it to go.
Nice break. That's that tempo they want to play.
This, and the tip back is good.
And one of the things the Lobos have not done well is find the secondary players after drives to the basket to keep them off the glass.
Amsio, he's starting to pick up traction with a couple of threes in the first half.
And St. John's had 10 offensive rebounds in that first half.
Noland just weaving his way.
Yeah, just barely kept the left foot floor like that, but he maintains his composure and strength to finish buckets off.
You said it. Borovic in for New Mexico on the bench. Noland really was the most consistent for New Mexico in the opening half. He starts the second here with the basketball now. A veteran and an energy piece answering the bell.
Supposed to be making that pass that easily with Dent.
Smith cannot answer. Lobos get a stop.
And this is why he's good. Look at the way his head is pointing up the floor, looking at everything going on.
Noland with the right hand. And it all starts with their lead guard now.
Yeah, Noland.
6 on the shot clock, now down to 4. Nelly Jr. Joseph with 3, tough shot. Rebound by Applehans. That's a big one to Noland. And they cash in.
And St. John.
14:20 to go. Lobos 60, Corpus Christi 45. In case you haven't heard, the Lobos will play number 22, St. John's, and Rick Pitino on Sunday in Madison Square Garden. Noland, left corner 3. Catch and shoot is a beauty.
The season opener for New Mexico. That was an emphatic hammer. And a great pass from Dent. Steal made by Washington. That pass. Taylor Jr. is running, had it blocked. Recovery, Trenges, some defense. It was Dent. Keeps Noland on the other end.
His team has a 3-point lead, their largest. 23-20, Nichols in front. 10:20 left, still intermission. Here's Noland on the right wing. Noland look for a screen from Milicevic. He'll pull a 3, and it's good. C.J. Noland cannot. 20 on the timer for the Lobos as Dawson enters it. On the right wing for Noland, catch and shoot 3. Left iron, no good. There's Omsil on the offensive glass. He taps it to Noland. Noland layup is.
Seemed like he was playing it so.
Lost at the line there. Lobos up by 3. Inside 3 minutes left till break. Turnover. Malone just dribbled it off his foot. Noland going to the rim. Noland to the reverse, and he lays it in. Oh, the veteran. Half-minute mark now. English on ball, checked by Noland. His pass stolen by Washington. True on the take. True leaves it for CJ, and CJ lays it in.